Hey everybody, welcome back to the ESL Hearthstone Legendary Series. We're about to jump into semifinals of Group
That's
B.
right. I'm back.
But Frodan's back!
That's right. Greetorp was holding down the fort. I believe he is in the studio doing some WCS rehearsals for this weekend. It's going to be fun stuff over if you're a StarCraft fan. If you're a Hearthstone fan and a StarCraft fan, well, you get to double up on streams.
It's a fantastic weekend for you, if that is the case. But we just saw Chalky take out GCT Turret, so he's going to be the first player
Pretty fun
moving on to the
games
finals. Oh,
overall. Yeah. My favorite was the Mind Blast from the Providence Dalen. Like, that's definitely like a you what mate type of, like, what?
Yeah, well, I like just the holy smite to the face. I mean, it was to make sure that he emptied his hand enough for the Oracle.
Yeah, but it's just funny, you know?
Yeah, really cool
stuff.
stuff.
Dennis.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, well, we have another semifinal, and the winner of that goes on to play Chalky for the final spot. And what a crazy turn of events would it be if, once again, we have two players who originally got invited out, Chalky versus StrifeCro. A lot of people feel like, nah, it's rigged. But we promise you it's not. We have StrifeCro on the right side. He's got that Patron Warrior. He's got that Hunter. He's got that Warlock. Leadpaint, in the meantime, he's got his own series of interesting and unique decks. I really like Leadpaint's style.
Yeah. He's got the Dragon Warlock. I actually thought that StrifeCro wasn't even there, but then I saw him peek his little face out.
Yeah.
He's just hiding a little bit.
He's just moved, I think, so he's just getting settled into his new C9 house, getting all figured out. Is he in California now?
I believe so.
That's sick. Where at?
If I had to guess, San Jose or somewhere around the Bay Area.
Oh, he's in the Bay Area.
That's where C9, like Jack, the C9's manager, is based out of. But I mean, they could have had a house somewhere else. I know that he's with High, who's one of C9's, I guess, their head of gaming now or something like that. But I'm not actually sure. But yeah, it would be interesting. We saw a double invite again. Now, Leadpaint's sort of a different story here. He's slowly getting better and better as the Legendary Series goes on. He qualified for 2 weeks of the Legendary Series, almost 3. So even if he loses today, he's still got another chance in one of the later groups, either C or D. But he's slowly starting to ramp up. He had a pretty good series early on in the day against Modern Leper. And now he's going to look to secure himself a spot in the finals.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if he can get past StrifeCro, that is. And Strife is just one of the toughest players to get past, although it wasn't exactly the easiest. It came down to a nail-biter series as well. Yeah. For StrifeCro's win.
Yep. So we're going to jump into the match. It is going to be Leadpaint's Warrior, and this is a control warrior.
It's not just any warrior, TJ.
It's not a Dragon Warrior.
It is!
It's got Ysera and Alex Straza.
All right, you keep telling yourself that, TJ.
Okay, if I see a Blackwing Corruptor,
TJ, 0% chance QT Sanders.
I will eat one of my shoes.
You promised that as well. Last time we had Kael'Thuzad pop-ass needs for the 3rd time.
I promised you a lot of things that I've let you down on. There was one point where I actually promised you that I would quit casting forever if you opened a Neptulon in the next pack that you opened.
Right. And then I did.
And then you opened a Neptulon.
And then I did the same exact thing at the Aces Streamathon. I predicted a Neptulon opening.
Oh, yeah?
From Force, and it happened.
It was a conspiracy theory, though.
No, everyone's like, you heard that on a delay. Like, someone told you in your ear 15 seconds. I'm like, what? No?
No, every Hearthstone tournament's just pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So they just told you ahead of time.
No. When people said that, I was really offended. I was like, I did not.
No, I knew, because you're the king of calling cards. You're also the king of 3 damage crackles and 2 damage lightning storms.
Okay, so while I was on break, I was playing a lot of Shaman, and I just rolled low every time. And then, of course, when I have like 2 crackles and it's guaranteed lethal, both of them hit 6. You know? It's like, all I need to do is 6 damage, and I had 2 crackles, but I would hit 12. It's like, what? Why? Why? I don't even get it.
It's the way the world works.
This is a frustrating moment because you want to get rid of that Armor Smith because you recognize the board control potential it has with a cool Taskmaster, and this is an appropriate call. Really tough to make it because you just sacrifice your Void Caller, but it's in the end the right decision considering that his opponent has a cool Taskmaster. So
yeah, you're also protecting the more important drops in your hand. You don't really, the Voidwalker doesn't really have much benefit outside of maybe being buffed up by a Direwolf Alpha or absorbing a blow for something more important, but that sets him up for some pretty strong turns with an Imp Gang Boss.
That's right. And his opponent's going to be using both cool Taskmasters just to get rid of this one Imp Gang boss.
It's not even going to get rid of the Imp.
My.
Wow.
That is juicy. Now, do you go for the juggle, the 50-50, or would you just go for the Void Caller? Now that you drew the Mal'Ganis. Mal'Ganis, I mean, the Void Caller is more mana efficient. It's worth evaluating.
Yeah.
But that potential tempo swing is just crazy if you get that Void Caller to pull out the Mal'Ganis.
Yeah. It's forcing your opponent to have something to deal with it immediately, or you can just win the game in a few turns.
Right.
He does have Execute, but it's whether or not, I mean, he's going to have to like take a Deathbite swing to the face in order to do so. No, not so much.
I mean,
He'll be
it's
okay.
whether or not he puts his opponent on having a demon or not.
Yeah.
A lot of times you want to be able to summon the demon out so you can control it on your terms and not his. But you can't actually deal with it unless it's like a Flame Imp.
If he pulls Doomguard, you're in trouble. In this scenario, he's about to pull out Mal'Ganis.
Yeah.
Oh!
I think you hit, in this scenario, you hit it like, I was going to say 9 times out of 10, but I go to that phrase so much just because you have Execute. So you know, no matter what, well, maybe not no matter what, but most of the time, you're going to have a way to deal with it. The only thing that punished you in that situation would have been like, Loatheb.
Juggle on the Taskmaster. Mal'Ganis to the face, which forces Leadpaint to attack into these Knife Juggers. Now, keep in mind that he does get a card draw, so he might be able to even deal with the second Knife Juggler. And if he can, that'd be great. Oof. Weapon. Would have loved to have that at the beginning of the game.
Yep. One drop here would be the dream.
Still fine. Just go for the Doomguard.
Yeah. Well, it's not as easy as that. Because if you just go for the Doomguard, yeah, trade in here to try and deny the draw.
Well, you don't want to juggle onto the
Exactly, yeah, is what I meant, yeah. Because that'll mean...
the Knife Juggler is good damage. I don't know. That's just super greedy if you play the Doomguard without killing this Acolyte.
The downsides aren't that huge. It's saying, well, there's a 50-50 chance that he gets one extra card.
The one extra card could be all the difference, though. The second Execute. Okay.
That's rough.
And he ends up going for it. His opponent picks up Sludge Belcher. Leadpaint picks up Shield Slam, and that's not enough at the moment. But next turn, he has Shield Maiden Shield Slam.
Yeah. If you can play Sludge Belcher, you might as well attack in for the draw first to see if that changes anything.
Sure.
Shield Block might change your plan. You take out the Doomguard before. But that's not a Shield Block. Sludge Belcher still blocks a ton of damage, but Leadpaint's sitting at 7 health.
Oh my! That's nasty.
Hello there. But is it appropriate?
You could. It's more mana efficient to attack into that, play Implosion. You would have a 5/4. It's vulnerable to Shield Maiden Shield Slam, which is coming up on turn 7. If you play Iron Beak Owl, your opponent has to Shield Maiden Shield Slam and use the Sludge Belcher to just suicide him. So it is the better play. This is a very impressive decision on StrifeCro. In fact, he's had a lot of tough turns this game so far.
Yeah.
Leadpaint has unfortunately has had his hands tied. He hasn't had the room to make too many other decisions other than just survive.
Yeah. That's usually how it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I talked about it earlier. A lot of times Control Warrior against these more aggressive type decks, they get to like sub 10 health before they're able to start to stabilize.
Well, in this case, 2 health.
Yeah, that's quite low.
Oh, wow. Dr. Boom off top. Now, of course, if his opponent has big game under and is able to stabilize, that's not going to be as high impact as it could be. But these boom bots, I mean, the boom bots might even end the game.
Yeah, boom bots could just kill him straight up. Fire Warx is essentially a useless draw since he already has one in his hand. It's basically like he's in the same position as last turn, just with 1 more mana.
He's going to have to Shield Maiden Shield Slam this Dr. Boom down. And then, well, I guess he could get rid of the Doomguard. I'd be really scared to activate the boom bots, though. The boom bots are just so scary because they might eliminate the sludge belcher, and then you have less resource to fight.
Yeah.
I can take the hit.
This is a tough turn for Leadpaint for sure, but a lot of it depends.
Shield slam face. Can't do that.
It's too bad, but even then he'd be short lethal. All right, boom bot time. First you implosion, of course.
Yeah. Well, they can't kill him.
Okay, life tap into the Haunted Creeper. So most certainly it'd be implosion into Imp Gang Boss. Strongest possible combination. And StrifeCro pretty much has to first use the implosion and evaluate if he wants to do it. If it's a 4, that'd be the best. And he suicides it. Is there another alternative to doing this?
No. I mean, you could try and... No, can't.
Okay. Average result.
Yeah.
Still devastating considering all things. And StrifeCro nods in approval. The Boombot hits the face for 2 damage, maximizing it. And getting 4 is actually below average.
Yeah. And Alexstrasza.
Alexstrasza's pretty big here.
Yeah. It's
Gaining
going to bring
13 life.
Bring him back up to 18 effective health. And StrifeCro's at that point where he's sort of top decking for threats here. Whoa.
I mean, but the thing is, he's got a lot of hard... He's got cards that are hard to remove. The Haunted Creeper and the Void Caller.
And he
You
does
keep this power overwhelming to push for Lipo, right? You're not like trading on the board at all?
Yeah, there's not really much point to trade into the Alexstrasza yet. If you can't draw into lots of damage in the next couple turns, then the Alexstrasza can start to threaten. But at this point, Leadpaint's in a situation where he has to start trading in with his Alexstrasza into creatures and using that 8 damage ineffectively.
All right. I think we're going to see a brawl here in just a sec. And if this Alexstrasza wins the brawl, that is so big.
We were in a situation similar to this earlier in one of the GCT Turf games where he had a rag on the board with like lots of 1/1s on the other side, and his rag ended up winning the brawl.
Right.
But 1/1 is the average result.
Well, the very average result at this point. User Sergeant is 2 more damage. That's 8 damage on top of the 1. That's 9. 9 damage for 3 mana. If he draws into Doomguard or something equivalent to it, he can't actually play all this, so he might as well start dumping it.
Yeah. Everything, oh man. Power Overwhelming doesn't really...
Yeah, he might need it in case he needs to push through something.
Yeah, but if all your
dead.
creatures get removed, then you can't Doomguard Power Overwhelming if you draw it the next turn. So it's kind of a rough situation.
Yeah.
It feels lose-lose because you're giving up the Power Overwhelming. You're giving up your whole hand, saying, "Well, this is everything. I'm top decking now."
Second brawl.
Yeah, GCT Turf also had 2 brawls in his Control Warrior deck. It seems to be with the popularity of Grim Patron Warrior and Zoo Warlock. Seems to be moving towards standard.
Oh, interesting. Void Terror. So I think StrifeCro also might have Sylvanas in his deck. He's been through so many threats. He's been with Boom, a Doomguard, Mal'Ganis. He's going to create the biggest threat he can, right? Just with Void Terror, just make it an 8-10.
Yeah.
And Leadpaint has second brawl for this. Or he just has straight up Dr. Boom removal.
Yeah. I'm not sure if second brawl would be good, because if you second brawl here and his 8-10 comes out on top, you just lost.
Gromash doesn't have an activator.
Nope.
If he had one of his Cruel Taskmasters, maybe, but
he's used both Cruel Taskmasters. He's used both Shield Slams. Not many activators left. Second Death Bite.
What is nice, though, is that he can use Gromash to kill off the 4/4.
Yeah.
Or... Okay. Or... No.
Okay.
Okay, now he can use it to kill it off.
So is there any
2-card combination? Doomguard, tap. Doesn't have any abuse. Doomguard, tap, power one.
That'd be his only way out.
Well, that is something. Void Terror and Doomguard puts him down to 2 health. This has been, again, so close. Trying to just end the game.
He's pumped out so much damage. There's been so much life gain from the side of Leadpaint.
He's done 50+ damage.
Yeah.
Sarah's not it. Dragon Warrior.
I mean, we still haven't seen those last 10 cards. There could be Blackland Corruptors in there somewhere.
What tribe does Ysera belong to, TJ? And Alex Straza. Can you remind me, please?
Dragon.
Yes. What class is Leadpaint paying?
Warrior.
Yeah. What does that spell?
It's not a Dragon Warrior. Oh, man. You might as well call it Weapon Warrior, if that's what you're going to do.
We could call it Weapon Warrior.
Because there's 4 weapons and only 2 dragons. It's more Weapon Warrior than it is a Dragon Warrior.
But you have to call it by its least common card. Okay. Wow, he's going to live by 1 HP and drop Sylvanas. That is the best chance. Oh, I guess Emperor Thorson makes everything else cheaper. He's got Sylvanas Brawl, too, by doing this.
Man, there's not really any direct damage left.
Until StrifeCro just whips out a Charger. Looks like he's going to be fighting from behind on the board. Implosion and Voidwalker. If this rolls high in this Implosion, it's going to maybe force a big reaction.
Oh.
That's a low roll.
Actually, that's a big deal right there, because this allows him to armor up, trade into one of these. He'll be at 2 health with only 1 damage on the board.
Yeah, but the thing is, a minion survives, which means he can get buffed by something powerful.
Yeah, that's true. But otherwise, it would have been lethal no matter what. Like if he rolled 3.
Yeah, so he's going to have to get rid of everything. Like Shield Slamming, this is the super safe play.
Yeah. Oh, I guess if he rolled 4, he could have tried to brawl for an answer.
Yeah, so yeah, he could have brawled and then killed whatever came out.
Super close.
Jeez.
The funny thing
2 health!
The funny thing is, Leadpaint has...
Uh-oh, he can't play that. He dies. I guess he can play it now, or he needs to play it now. Is anything going to stick? I'm pretty sure Leadpaint might have just barely, by the skin of his teeth, won this game. Oh, Armor Smith, that is really nice.
Yeah.
He would have loved to pick up some kind of removal so he can just win the game right here. But looks like Leadpaint has weathered the storm.
I think at the end of the day, Leadpaint ended up gaining 60+ life.
Yeah.
Because he went through Shield Block, Shield Maiden, Hero Powered, nearly every turn.
Leroy. Life tap one more time, but looks like it's not enough. What a crazy back and forth game.
One
Leadpaint
health.
takes the first game.
1 health he was at one point in that game. Pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, it's pretty ridiculous, but it's okay because it's Control Warrior, and I think that one was probably the hardest one to overcome. If you have Patron Warrior, you have a Hunter, you have a Zoo. Zoo is definitely his best choice to try and take it out, but just let it go.
Yep.
Nothing you can really do about that.
All right.
The Warrior was probably going to get a win in the series, no matter what.
Leadpaint still has fine wounds with Warlock, his Dragon Warlock, legitimate Dragon Warlock, just to clarify, to be clear.
Yeah, it's a Dragon Warlock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got more than 1 dragon in it. More than 2 dragons, actually.
Yeah, it's got 3.
It's got 7.
It's got 7?
It's got 7.
Oh.
Double Azure Drake, double Twilight Drake.
Oh, that's right.
Malagos, Alex Straza. Oh, 6. Ooh.
You know it has Alex Straza?
Actually, no, that's right.
Yeah.
It might not, but
I thought it had
most of those lists do. But we don't know. I think most of those lists actually cut Azure Drakes as well. But we'll have to see. We only saw about 18 cards in that deck, I think, in the first series. But StrifeCro still has all his decks left. Hunter Warrior Warlock.
Okay. So then game number 2 is coming up here. StrifeCro has to win one of these games here. He's going to queue up the Warlock again. Now, the interesting thing about Druid is normally the Warlock's great against Druid.
Yeah.
But in some scenarios, in recent times, Druids have been retooling to try and make their deck better against things like Zoo. So they start putting in cards like Mind Control Tech, or in Leadpaint's example, you start putting Ancient of Wars in. and you just completely try to shut your opponent out on the board.
A lot of lists, Druid lists that we've seen in the Legendary Series in the past couple weeks, and I guess across competitive play in general, have included at least one copy of Ancient of War. There was a couple players last week that, after I talked to them after, they said, oh yeah, I only had one Ancient of War. I plopped that sucker in there. And it does help against those aggro matchups.
I mean, Ancient of War can be a win condition.
Yeah.
If you
yeah, with
if you uproot it. It's so versatile. You can use it as rooted or uprooted. The rooted version is like if you get a 5/10 and they trade 2 or 3 minions onto the board, then you just heal it with Ancient of War. It's like, you know, lol. You can't do anything.
Lol.
Yeah, you can't get past the wall.
Ancient of War, lol.
Yeah.
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 I like it.
That's actually his username on Twitter. Twitter.com/Ancient of War lol.
Who? Leadpaint?
No, the Ancient of War.
Oh, okay, okay.
He's got a Twitter account.
That's a novelty account waiting to happen. Oh,
I would love it if there was a bot, kind of like how there's a Napa Twitter bot, where every time you say over 9,000, he tweets at you and says, "What? 9,000?" And the same exact thing every time everyone talks about Ancient of War, it just tweets you a picture of it being uprooted and hitting the face.
Or a gif of it being healed.
Yeah,
with
but uproot's funnier.
I guess it is.
StrifeCro is going to start off with double Voidwalker. You know what? Not the most powerful double 1-drop opening, but it works. It's a lot of health.
Yeah, it's great if you have a follow-up like Direwolf Alpha. And it's actually really threatening if you think about that scenario. If you're the other player, you're the opponent, and you think about the scenario, well, what if he has Direwolf Alpha?
Yeah, it's kind of like building your own mini Feral Spirits.
Yeah.
For way less mana.
Way sooner.
Yeah.
I guess it would be the
demon
same.
synergy.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, one of 2 big game hunters. Now, unfortunately, there is no hand locks remaining in the tournament. Leadpaint made that read for double big game hunter, and it worked. Maybe worked out for the first series in terms of his preparation, but if neither of his opponents in the future will have big game hunter targets, then what is he going to do?
Especially not Chalky.
Well, I mean, there is Dr. Boom, I suppose.
And Chalky could also Cold Blood and an Arcane Golem.
That is true. He could big game hunter a Wolf Rider.
Yeah. Chalky has 6 Arcane Golems across his 3 decks. It's pretty absurd.
That is shameless.
Yeah.
How do you even deal with this efficiently? If you just Wrath for... You just, like, silence the 1/2 and just let the Keeper of the Grove go?
It's super weird. Normally at this stage, like Wild Growth Keeper or having like Innervate Keeper early on against Zoo is fantastic. Because a lot of times you're able to just like snipe off a Knife Juggler or a Flame Imp. But here, it's just super ineffective. It's using Wrath to take out a 1/3.
Yeah, it doesn't feel that good, especially considering the tempo lost. He spent 1 mana and you spent 2. Yeah, your next turn is not looking too great, too. You have Harrison or Big Game Hunter.
Yeah.
Well, that's a whiff from StrifeCro, though. Not being able to play anything on turn 3 is also a pretty big deal.
Yeah. Power of One is going to be a good card against Druid eventually.
Oh, yeah, it's one of the best.
But not in that context, just because, like you said, not having anything to play. Paladin Shredder off the top.
Both are really vulnerable to something like a implosion.
Yeah.
That belongs in a museum.
Yeah, Harrison Jones is just ultra weak to it because it doesn't leave anything onto the board.
But when are you ever going to find time to play Harrison Jones ever again in this matchup? You might as well throw it out while you're under the least amount of pressure to try and make it absorb something.
It does. It looks like it's going to eat the Voidwalker. Oh, never mind. He's going to go ahead and burst this bubble. Okay. He wants his opponent to swipe next turn, or feel like he has to swipe, or do something, improving the power onto the board. This is primarily to disrupt the flow from his opponent.
Yeah, make the turns awkward.
Right, and Leadpaint has a response to the Keeper of the Grove.
Yeah.
The thing is, the Keeper of the Grove wants to silence the 0/2, and even more than that, he wants to maintain holding onto the Keeper until his opponent plays Void Caller.
Yeah.
Like, those are the higher priorities at the moment.
Yeah. That's one of the strongest ways to play against a Druid. Druids are very predictable. They have a predictable deck list with predictable power plays and predictable power turns. And sometimes it's not even about rushing them down if you're playing an aggro deck. It's just about making their turns as awkward as possible. Looking at their power turns like turn 7, or looking at the awkward turns that they have like turn 6, and trying to make it so that they play very inefficiently with their cards.
Well, the second power overwhelming can give use to that egg. He's going to avoid using the implosion again. Just use it as a post-swipe removal card and building the board. I like that strategy a lot, considering that Druids can use swipe really efficiently against post-implosion or pre-implosion. No, post-implosion. But after it's been used, like, and there's 4 1/1s, like, how do you deal with that as Druid? It's really difficult.
StrifeCro's used both power overwhelmings.
Yeah, but he's trying to snowball the board. Unfortunately, there hasn't been like anything more than just tickling every turn, so Druid's at a pretty reasonable health count.
Mm-hmm. He's also got double Doomguard in his hand, which is slightly unfortunate. It's going to be tough to play those little guys.
I don't know, man. This one's pretty tough. You want to play Dr. Boom next turn. Doomguard, this is one of the best times to Doomguard. Abusive Sergeant, clear board, Doomguard.
Yep. Chances that you disdraw or discard.
Yeah, you just don't
second
want
Doomguard and
Dr. Boom is 50%.
Yeah. It's half the outcome set, both. That's what 50% means.
Oh, wait, no, it's 33%. Excuse me.
Is it?
Right, because there's 3 outcomes. You implosion, and you discard implosion,
Oh, yeah,
Dr. Boom, or Doomguard, and implosion, or Doomguard, Dr. Boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so he hedges his bets here. He's going to instead go for the guaranteed, where he plays Dr. Boom and then Doomguard afterwards.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wait, there's also the possibility of Void Caller the next 2 cards, and then summoning and then pulling out Doomguard number 2 that way.
Yeah. That's not as not that likely. Well, I mean, two Void Callers in the deck. Probably close to a little more than 15 cards remaining. So he needs to find a way to trade into something here to find a way to make room for Dr. Boone.
Right.
Because Dr. Boone is the only play that makes sense right here. I mean, it's turn 7. I mean, turn 7, strongest play you can possibly make in the entire game.
Can't unless he trades in almost his entire board to stuff. Would you be okay trading in just a couple minions and then playing Dr. Boom? It doesn't even really make sense either. You might as well just go all the way.
Yeah, because then you play in the swipe so hard. Well, this is a pretty strong board position, but there's a BGH. BGH swipe would have been fantastic. Doesn't have the luxury.
Yeah, it would have been game breaking.
Yeah.
I've got the beast in my sight.
StrifeCro just hasn't managed to put on much pressure so far this game. And now he's going to be able to have not only the big body on the board from Emperor Thorsan, but also the chance to reduce the cost of the cards in his hand. And StrifeCro's playing from behind. StrifeCro pros.
Trying to figure out if you can get away with eating some of these 1/1s with the Void Terror, building up a reasonable body on it.
So many possibilities.
The reasonable body would be like a 5/5.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it looks like he's come to a realization. If you play Imp Gang Boss, Doomguard, he can utilize it potentially even better. Fortunately, he has to give up that second Doomguard. All right, Boombot. It's Thorsan for 3. And that's enough to clear the board.
wow. Yeah, if you tried to use the Void Tear there, he wouldn't have been able to utilize the actual damage from the 1/1s. He would have just been consuming them. And having the damage be able to spread.
Wow, what a turn. playing all 3 of these minions. Really tough.
Yeah. He's still healthy. I mean,
oh man, that's also a good card too. Oh, that's really awkward card. Wait, he played Big Game Hunter, right? So if you like taunt up, and then
Void Terror.
oh wait, you can taunt both minions.
Yep.
The Imp King boss can hit into the Pilot Shredder. It will spawn a 1/1 to the right, and you can eat the Defender of Argus and the 1/1.
Yeah.
So then the Void Terror becomes a 6/7.
My shield for
I like that.
Or you could just go face, then eat the Dr. Boom and the Defender of Argus.
No.
That's nasty.
That's pretty brutal.
Succubus.
Second worst outcome.
Yeah, although it's effectively the same as Millhouse Manastorm.
Yeah. The 4 attack.
I think you might opt to have to trade into that, but hitting face is really hard to pass up. Oh, actually, yeah, 6/7. Yeah, it might be better to do that.
Yeah. At the same time, well, no, you have to go face because you're running out of burn in the deck. He discarded second Doom Guard. There's not going to be many other opportunities for him to get face damage in.
You're really trying to make that Void Terror the key, but I mean, Leadpaint has the exact cards he needs. He's got Wrath for 1 push. He's got Silence on the Void Terror.
Yep.
Dude, Druid's about to beat the Zoo.
How much damage is
And
this?
I thought Druid was like the class which StrifeCro would target to try and beat.
That's actually really close to lethal.
10, 13.
It's 20 damage, I think.
21 damage.
With hero power. Yeah.
It's
close, but he's still in a fantastic position. Leadpaint is pretty close to securing a 2-0 lead. He'll have 3 opportunities if he closes out this game to find a win with Warlock.
Dragon.
3 opportunities to find a win with Dragon Warlock.
Dragon Warlock.
That's giving himself some pretty good odds, pretty good chances. And then StrifeCro will be on the ropes. I don't think there's any way out for him.
Yeah.
Lethal being represented.
Oh.
Well, Mal'Ganis buys him some time.
It does. The thing is that it trades onto the board if the opponent picks up Ancient of, well, I was going to say Ancient of Lore, but Ancient of War.
Uproot!
Uproot it!
Uproot!
Uproot
Look
it!
at him, he's smiling.
Oh, he knows.
He wants
Do it.
He gives us the look.
Yes!
Oh!
Leadpaint! I love you!
The fan favorite. My greetings, indeed.
Sorry, we just like completely collectively broke everybody's speaker/headphones.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess it wouldn't have mattered either way.
Just ruin the party.
StrifeCro, don't be that guy.
Come
Let
on.
him win.
Come on.
All right. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, 6. Is that lethal? Yes, it is.
All
Hit the
right.
face with swipe, and that's going to do it for game 2.
Not only has he taken a 2-game lead, but he's also accrued quite a large amount of swag points in the process.
Oh, yeah, man. He plays Malygos in this Dragon deck.
Yeah.
For crying out loud. Or, sorry, this Warlock deck. He's feeling pretty positive.
He's also wearing quite a nice sweater as well, which is very classy for a Hearthstone tournament. But Leadpaint's 1 game away from securing a spot in the finals against Chalky.
That's right, and if he goes on and beats StrifeCro, he beats Chalky, he gets to the land. I kind of want to see Leadpaint. We have some good names. We have Reynad, we have Kalento, we have Life Coach. It'd be cool to see Chalky, but you know, I want to see more of what Leadpaint has to offer. He clearly has. He clearly has some style points. I like it.
Yeah, and I mean, there's always I'm always rooting secretly, of course. You got to stay slightly unbiased as a caster, but I'm always rooting for the players that make it to the open bracket multiple times.
Right.
That's a tough feat.
Wait. So if Leadpaint gets through today, then they just have 6 players on Friday.
Yeah, whoever his opponent
or
was
Sunday.
Yeah, whoever his opponent was would get a bye in that round.
Fair
So whoever, of course, we'll release the bracket until the day of, and we don't even make the bracket until after the deck lists are submitted. But whoever his future opponent would be is rooting for Leadpaint. I guess all of Group D.
Everyone in Group D is like, yes, do it.
1 less opponent.
Man, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, StrifeCro is down 0-2. He has to win 3 games in a row, and that's going to be pretty dang hard. Part of what makes Handlock really good is just the consistency of it, because you can tap so much. Although I'm not sure. I don't know this deck at all. In fact, I kind of want to just go play and see how the deck does and report back.
The Dragon Warlock?
Yeah.
Okay.
The Dragon Warlock.
All right. Well,
StrifeCro's going to try to queue up his zoo once again.
good luck, Dan. I can hold it down. Report back your results before the match is over.
Yeah, I don't know. StrifeCro looks a little tired, too. A little flustered. You know, maybe building the beds all through IKEA and stuff has been a little challenging. Not as comfortable as he'd like to be. But in a couple of months, it'll be as good as new. You'll like your home, StrifeCro, I promise.
IKEA is like a day-long event.
Oh. He's got Sea Giant in that deck. And he hasn't drawn it all series long yet.
Yeah.
Could have really used that.
Didn't even see it in the series that he played earlier as well, so it's been in the bottom 10 cards of his deck most of the time.
It definitely has only one, and it makes sense given the 1/1s tokens that are spawning through Hunting Creeper and the Imp Gang boss.
Yeah.
Speaking of, Leadpaint is ready to go. He's got Dark Bomb, Hellfire, and Imp Gang boss. That is one heck of a curve to start things off.
He also has one other card that we can't quite see at the moment.
The coin.
No, there'd be another one.
I hope it's like Emperor Thorson, so he just draws his Malygos.
It was Defender of Argus.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Why do you call?
All right, so Leadpaint. It looks like he's just going to pass over. Hey, Emperor Thorson. Now he's the Malygos.
The king of calling cards returns.
Now he's the Malygos. Oh man, talk about the Clash of the Titans. We got Void Caller and Mal'Ganis combination. So we really do need Malygos and Emperor Thorson.
If Malygos is the next card, okay.
No, it's not. But he has so many turns to get it.
Yeah.
He actually doesn't really want it now.
Yeah.
He
Well,
wants it in like 4 turns from now.
it would activate his dragon cards. He does need a dragon eventually. If he starts drawing into Black and Corruptor.
Yeah, that's true.
Do
Do you put out Imp Gang Boss here? Just to start challenging the board a little bit?
Ink Being Boss plays into Power Overwhelming pretty heavily. 1 card too late.
Yeah. A little bit early, but we got it. We did it, TJ.
You know, it'd be great in Emperor Thorson. You know, it'd be even fantastic.
Well, yeah.
Oh, Malygos.
But the thing is, he now has to draw into like his other stuff like Soulfire.
Yeah.
Or Second Hellfire. There's no chance of him getting that. Implosion is pretty good to start controlling the state of the board, but I guess you're really concerned overall about like how you're using your mana and stuff. Imp Gang Boss challenges the board, but it's unfortunately going to get punished pretty heavily by Defender.
Mm-hmm. He does have lots of ways to deal with like cleaning up a board from Zoo here.
Mm-hmm.
Especially since he's held onto the coin. He has like Hellfire, Mortal Coil, Hellfire, Dark Bomb if he wants to wait a turn. He's got quite a few options.
I wonder if StrifeCro is going to... Okay. I was like wondering if he was going to consider the Void Caller, considering he does have Mal'Ganis. This juggle is a little annoying for sure, because it misses a damage. He has to clean up effectively on both ends. And now we'll see a nice little Mortal Coil. Oh, Soulfire. How about it just needs a second Hellfire and he'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
He'd be like, there's nothing really StrifeCro can do at that point.
Yeah.
He also needs some direct removal so that if his opponent draws Doomguard, he can Siphon Soul it. But I don't think he has Siphon Soul in this deck, right?
We didn't see one. It might be good for direct removal, since the deck's all about buying time until you draw into like pieces. So I think it would make sense to have one of them.
Yeah.
But we haven't seen one yet. He's debating here whether or not he wants to use like Mortal Coil Implosion, Mortal Coil throw away the coin and Implosion, or Hellfire. Hellfire leaves you with a 4/4. Mortal Coil and Implosion would leave you with like the 1/2 egg plus a Defender of Argus. But you're gonna have to pop that egg eventually.
So 2 demons, 2 feisty demons waiting on the other end of Void Caller. His opponent needs the Iron Beak Owl in order to deal with that appropriately. A heal to the Antique Heal bot will be useful later on, but in the meantime, It's time to summon the power of Ragnaros.
It's a pretty good hand to reduce the cost of. Bring Malygos down to 8. Bring Soulfire back down to pre-nerf status.
Oh, he goes for Implosion. And he hits for 3. Wow.
Decent outcome.
Yeah.
I mean, this doesn't... Okay.
That's even really good, too. He gets the owl.
Yeah, this also doesn't allow the Voidcaller to trade in. So he was giving himself more time to draw into owl.
Is he really going to go for like an OTK turn? So he's going to play Thorson on 6. And his opponent... So he'll get Malygos with on turn 8, and he can coin out Soulfire and Dark Bomb for 17 damage. You're nodding a lot, TJ, with eyes wide open.
Yep,
it's a little bit scary.
It happens more often than you'd think with this deck.
You keep saying that, but this is like you've seen this deck a lot in action.
Yeah,
you've played this deck.
No, I watched Nyria play it for like hours.
Gotcha.
The other day, and I've also played against a couple people online who were playing it, probably who watched Nyria as well.
Gotcha.
There was someone else who was playing it on stream, but I just can't remember who it was. And I hate when that happens, because I always love to give credit to players that played things before they were cool.
Man, this is actually a lot of pressure, too. Thorson is not safe to drop down here, considering the Void Caller is still not dealt with.
Yeah.
So if you drop the Ironbeak Owl and silence it, what would that leave you? It leaves you with 4 mana? Defender of Argus? Then you just Defender and trade?
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, so he gives up his Dark Bomb. The Dark Bomb is a huge burst, but I think, you know, you just have to really control the state of the board here. I can understand parting ways with it.
Oh!
Well, that's what StrifeCro and his Doomguard's pairing up here.
Yeah, that's actually really bad.
Now that the Void Caller is silenced?
Yeah, Void Caller silenced, and, I mean, there's no way that he can maneuver this without, like, giving up at least either second Doomguard or Mal'Ganis. Unless he waits until he can throw out
Oh! That is brutal.
Ouch.
He kept Power Overwhelming at least, I guess.
He did 9 damage, but...
Mal'Ganis would have been really problematic. Because then he can't actually kill him. He has to use like Soulfire on the Mal'Ganis.
Yeah, that is definitely brutal.
StrifeCro is like really paused. I think he wasn't anticipating that happening. Granted, the Doomguard play was still like really hard to swallow. Like he had to do it because he needs to get board presence here.
Yeah, it was pretty necessary.
So you kill off the Chow, kill off the 1/1 and attack face, or do you just go all face?
I think you might want to use the Zombie Chow as sort of like an investment, so to speak.
Yeah, but it
when
gives
he
him
sets up for combo.
It gives him stronger ability to fight back on board against Doomguard.
Yeah. Since that's your only Doomguard left, you want to try and protect it as much as possible.
It's a nice pickup. Mortal Coil and Emperor Thorson. It allows him to draw another card. Ooh, Twilight Drake. That's also acceptable. I just want him to drop the Emperor to get this crazy Malygos combo. Come on!
Emperor has to come out eventually, but he might be waiting for multiple pieces of burst. Like he might be waiting for like second Soulfire, like Dark Bomb.
Yeah, it might be.
Because reducing Malygos is great and all, but if he's only reducing one other piece, it doesn't seem as effective.
No, but he had the coin.
Yeah, that's true.
And he's reducing 2 parts of it, so it already goes down to just 8 mana.
Yeah. All right.
5, 6, 8, 12. Ooh, he was pretty close to lethal. He
like covers his eyes.
He is pretty close to lethal.
Yeah. He's thinking, oh, there's a couple things here.
Play. He's 2 damage off. I think StrifeCro is also evaluating if he wants to put his opponent at 2, so that way he can't even tap.
Mm-hmm.
But he has to give up something, like his Haunted Creeper tokens.
Haunted Creeper's not that terrible to give up. And making him not be able to tap. Because you're not too worried about Emperor Thorson getting multiple turns of value if your opponent can't tap. Because if you put him at 2 anyway, he's going to be forced to trade the Emperor Thorson in anyway. So I don't think that trading is really beneficial at all for StrifeCro here.
Yeah, well, he ends up going for it anyways. And he's just going for as much dominant board position as possible. Doomguard to the face. Leadpaint might have to drop Malygos here in Soulfire. Unless he plays Antique Healbot in Defender of Arc. It's kind of mediocre.
You can also double Healbot. Bring himself back up to 24.
So many possibilities.
Yeah, actually, all these options are pretty bad. Healbot Defender is probably your best chance. Is he going to be really greedy and just go Twilight Drake and Healbot?
See, put him at 16 with 9 damage staring at him on the board.
Yeah, I guess that's maybe not too greedy. He's ready to use the power of Overwhelming.
Yeah.
And he got rid of the second Doomguard.
Yep. In Melganis.
So he's got Ironbeak Owl on the Twilight Drake. And then he's got Implosion afterwards. And that spells disaster if this rolls high.
Yeah, he looks like he's in a position where next turn he is going to have to give up Malygos give up Soulfire in combination with the Malygos in order to clear out this Doomguard. Because it doesn't look like there's any other way he's going to be able to get through that. I mean, unless he draws into...
So many possibilities.
See, if he draws into second Soulfire and Dark Bomb.
Here we go. Oh! 4-2. Wow, that was really disappointing. Implosion.
Yeah.
And then Leadpaint, on the other hand, Blackwing Corruptor.
Huh.
But he's still taking a lot of damage. The Doomguard's gotten a lot of attacks in.
And he still has to deal with the Doomguard. You can't just leave that thing up.
What can you do this turn? On turn 10, you can Malygos, Coin Defender Soulfire. So if that's the case, should you play the Antique Healbot and Blackwing Corruptor now so that way you can do that next turn?
See, if he Blackwing Corruptor takes out the Defender of Arcus.
Right.
Plays Antique Healbot, brings himself back up to 16 with 10 damage on the board.
6 damage. His opponent had to find 6 damage with 2 cards in hand already. So
Abusive
that's
Sergeant.
pretty risky. Abusive Sergeant, power overwhelming.
Yeah.
But the next turn, the benefits of it would be great.
Yeah.
Malygos. Malygos, Coin, Defender, Soulfire.
And how do you get through a 5?
Taunted, especially when you use an Ironbeak Owl already?
Yeah.
A 5-13?
5-13.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind going for this. He's up so far ahead that I think he can take a risk like this.
Yeah.
Healbot, shoot the Defender. And pray that he doesn't have the 2-card combination, which StrifeCro doesn't have it yet.
There's a slim chance that he can draw into lethal as well. If he draws into Dark Bomb and taps into Soulfire. That would be enough damage with Malygos. It would just be a 50-50 for the second Soulfire to discard.
Mm-hmm.
So there's still possibilities for miracles to happen.
Well,
but he may not even need them.
Yeah, it's going to be tough for sure. I think you don't have any other buffs, so you can't kill the Blackwing Corruptor easily without giving up pretty much all the small minions.
Yeah.
That's like the effect of Implosion. You didn't kill the minion. You have less tokens to utilize.
He played Flaming as well, so now there's 1 damage spell needed.
Well, he still has to get through the Doomguard, right?
He doesn't have to get through anything. He can play Malygos, Soulfire, and then have just draw into 1 spell.
Oh, I thought he needed the Blackwing Corruptor to hit the face or something.
No. 16 health. He can Malygos, Soulfire, Dark Bomb. Malygos, Dark Bomb, Soulfire.
Oh, you're right.
Or Malygos, Soulfire,
2
Soulfire.
Soulfires.
Yeah.
He wouldn't Mally Dunk StrifeCro. Oh!
It's still not over.
Oh, wait. Oh, you're right. You're right. He has not discarded the other Soulfire. But there was a rule once upon a time, TJ. I believe it was a law called the Law of Soulfire.
He can tap because he does have the coin.
That's so risky. Oh, it's so risky considering that you could just Malygos, Coin Defender, Soulfire, and go for the guarantee. But if he wants to, for the sex appeal.
He's up 2-0 in the series. a slight...
He really doesn't need to do this. Let's be real here.
But a slight smile inches across his face. He is a part of the team Grand National Champions. You don't get that title for just being a mediocre Hearthstone player. A team run by Caseytron.
Uh-oh. It's decision time.
All right.
Yeah, okay. He's going to be the safe play. There's really no need, TJ. Don't throw it away. But
this is.
I would love for him to do it. Don't get me wrong. Don't misinterpret me. I would love for him to try to just go for this.
Oh.
I mean. Oh, he's doing it.
No! What? Oh no.
Uh-oh. You can coin defender still though.
Okay. But now he can't take out the Doom Guard. That is.
Oh! StrifeCro, you have dodged the golden bullet there. Is Abusive Sergeant? How much is that?
He's not going to get through 13.
Okay, let's just count straight up damage. He's got 10, 13, 5. That's 28 health. That's not enough. He's got 6, 12, 13, 15, 19 damage. Yeah, he's going to be short by like 9 points.
Yeah. He actually can't even get through. Oh, no, he can with Implosion.
But here's the thing. Neither player really wants to be tapping much here.
Nope. Even though Leadpaint did not win the game from that.
Yeah, he went for it, man.
Mad respect for
this guy is really cool. Jeez. All right, Implosion has to hit for as high as possible. No more 2s. No more 2-pointers, StrifeCro. Got to be clutch.
3.
All right, well, 3.
He can kill it.
Yeah, 3 allows him to kill it.
And he actually summons the in-gang boss here. Puts himself in a rather strong board position. And now Leadpaint's like, I hate my life.
He's got tap.
Yep.
No dragon. He gave it up.
Oh.
There's hope for StrifeCro.
Leadpaint's starting to see his tournament life flash before his eyes.
No, I really hope that doesn't cost him because that would be so devastating. I'd be crushed on his behalf. StrifeCro is one of my good friends here in the industry, and I really like seeing him succeed. But man, Leadpaint, he won my heart, man. He really tried to go for it. He did. He went for the 50-50 Soulfire. Oh, not 50-50, but
it was a 1 and 3.
Like the 1 and 3.
Yeah.
But in the sense of like does he end up winning here or not? And he just went for the discard. Oh, I can't believe it.
As opposed to using Defender Vargas, soul firing.
Right, for the guarantee.
Guaranteed discard on the second soul fire, but you're taking out the 6
damage. The Doom Guard.
Yeah. Well, he's still got 2 more chances. StrifeCro still has Warrior and Hunter left to still find victories with.
I really thought that was the end of the series, TJ. I had this weird feeling.
Yeah.
But I guess I was wrong.
You said it, the law of soul fires.
Yeah, actually, that's true. I don't even know why he tried to defy science. This is what happens.
Yeah.
This is what happens.
A lot of respect, though.
There's Warrior and Druid remain. Or sorry, the Warrior and Druid are done. There's Warlock still. StrifeCro has his Warrior and Hunter, and the Hunter is going to be hard to deal with, I think. For Leadpaint, and then we might go into a Warrior versus Handlock to finish things off. Which I have to side with the Handlock, right? The Handlock's got Hellfires, it's got Dark Bombs.
Yeah. It's not a traditional Handlock in that sense.
It's true. It doesn't have the big taunt minions like the Mountain Giants.
Doesn't have the huge threats.
It's got Twilight Drakes. That's relatively huge.
All right, he's going to throw out the Hunter first. I mean, he's got to win with both, so it's not like it makes too much of a difference. But the whole argument of momentum and just possibility that Leadpaint might be on tilt from the last game, just sort of regretting his decision to go for the risky play for the win as opposed to the safe play for the possible win. And it's possible if StrifeCro just rolls over his Warlock with the Hunter here that Leadpaint might be in bad spirits going into the last match.
Well, there is some tech to help him. He's got that Acidic Swamp Ooze. Maybe that can help him disarm the weapons from StrifeCro. But it's generally a little tough to stop the direct damage from Hunter.
Yeah.
And you don't even have Molten Giants on your side. So I'm leaning towards the Hunter here, but then I've been surprised in the past by many things.
Yeah, I would lean towards the Hunter as well in this case. He does have double heal bot, but with this more face-oriented mid-range Hunter, I don't think double heal bot will even help him that much. 8 damage is not tough to come by when you're playing this deck. Keeps the use. Well, he does find a Dark Bomb.
Dark Bomb and Soulfire. 2 ways to remove minions, but it's going to be damage inefficient most likely. Not a bad opening hand. Leopardonum's a mad scientist into an abusive sergeant. And no Mortal Coil, unfortunately. Okay, so... Oh, the Eagle Horn Bow comes in the hand, which means that there is a Swittic Swamp Ooze. There's value there.
Yeah. Pretty big value. StrifeCro might be expecting to get more value out of that with the trap as well.
Right, Imp Gang Boss. But then, if your opponent has Imp Gang Boss, you have to... Oh, wait, no, he gets the 1-1. I was like, what about the Freezing Trap? But the 1-1 allows it to do.
Mm-hmm.
Would you... I think you can use Abusive Sergeant here, then. Unless you just want to go the bow just for maximum damage, because you want to try to get that 6 damage in as soon as possible.
Yeah. There's also a lot of merit to weaving in hero power as well.
But I think the Abusive Sergeant is their best bet.
Yeah. So this deck plays more... Base Hunter's rewarded more for weaving in hero powers early on, whereas a lot of time, the mid-range Hunter want like a creature or some type of board-oriented play to play on turn 3. This deck feels like it plays sort of a mixture of both.
Yep. That's a good draw, by the way.
It's a fantastic draw. But
he needs to get closer to a dragon, by the way, because of the Blackwing Corruptor.
He's got a lot of dragons.
He's got 5 dragons.
Yeah, 5 dragons.
He does play Siphon Soul.
It's a possibility for more dragons, but 5 dragons that we've seen for sure. Because that was the first time we saw the Siphon Soul in 2 matches where he went pretty deep in his deck. So there's a possibility that there's a big dragon hiding from us.
Do you spend any of these cards here to remove the Mad Scientist? Swamp Ooze is going to be like, it's just full of regret if you see your opponent play a weapon.
Yeah. But this is saving potentially, what would it be, 4 damage to the face by using that Dark Bomb. Freezing Trap. I believe that's the only trap that he runs.
Huh. Freezing Trap. Freezing Trap's always so risky against a deck that has like anti-kill bot against you.
Yeah. Usually, yeah, against Handlock, it's awkward a lot of times because they can just use Defender of Argus, taunt up,
Sun Fury Protector.
Or Sun Fury Protector. Just wait a turn with their wall, and then use their taunter upper.
Oh, that's a good draw. Although it's still problematic because of the Freezing Trap.
This is going to be a lot of damage over the next couple turns.
Right. It almost doesn't even matter if you have weapon removal. You just got more damage to follow it up.
Yeah. This just feels like an uphill battle for Leadpaint. There's just so many ways for him to get punished for having slow hand. Doesn't have a dragon to proc the Blackwing Corruptor.
No, but he can play the antique heal bot, and that's going to force his opponent to attack into the heal bot because he doesn't want it to get bounced back for the Freezing Trap.
So it's effectively like gaining 11 life as opposed to 8.
Unless Leadpaint activates this now, but he doesn't. Okay. More damage.
That's a butt ton of damage.
This is really hard to pass up the Eagle Horn Bow, killing off the antique heal bot, and then shoving with, I guess, Wolf Rider.
Yeah. You don't want to give him more mana earlier on.
Yeah, both have to hit the face eventually, so Wolf Riders, just get it out of the way. Brutal, that's so much damage.
Ouch.
Might be tied to Siphon Soul.
It's basically a useless draw. And I think, to be honest, No, you wait until next turn to proc the Freezing Trap. Oh man, and Savannah high main. That's so tough to deal with.
Let's see, but you can also hit for how much this turn? 8, 10 hero power? Yeah, I guess it's better to high main just because of more damage next turn. I don't even mind swinging with the bow here. You already have 2 weapons. That acidic swamp ooze, even though it was supposed to help, it is not helping.
Well, this is a dragon to activate the Blackwind Corruptors, but I think it's too little too late. Leadpaint looks devastated.
Well, the Hunter is like a really tough matchup. So it's really about whether or not you can destroy the Warrior.
Yeah.
You have the acidic swamp ooze, so you can stop the Death Bite. It looks really tough, though. I mean, he's starting to look defeated, like you were saying. He was up 2-0. StrifeCro starts to come back.
Right now, it looks like he's been around a little bit too much lead paint.
So many possibilities.
Wow.
I was really reaching there.
Yeah. You reached in deep.
Oh.
You can't foul out, though. Don't worry. Blackwing Corruptor, just to save a little bit of health. And maybe even have Soulfire. I guess Dark Bomb as well. So this is just something where he just tries to stay alive as long as he can, but can't really do so. This is 6.
That's lethal.
7. Yep.
Wow. All right. Well, StrifeCro is going to tie the series up at 2 games apiece. And Leadpaint, on the verge of lethal in the last game,
Wow.
is now going to fight in a Game 5 for his tournament life.
That is rough. And that's going to end it. So StrifeCro ties it up. We once again are going to Game 5. We can't find a more appropriate way to end this series. StrifeCro goes for a bathroom break. And we might need a little bit of time before we get into the next game. So TJ.
Hey.
How does this deck do against the Patron War, in your opinion?
I don't know. Don't know.
All right. Well, what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this Dragon Warlock deck? Hope you guys are having fun. Make sure to tweet at ESL Hearthstone on Twitter and hashtag HLS. Let us know what your thoughts are on the match. Cheer for Leadpaint, or are you cheering for StrifeCro? I mean, at this point, I'm cheering for both. But I kind of want to see how far this Malygos deck can go. More importantly, can it like stand up to the threats that Jockey's putting out with his aggression?
Yeah, it's going to be tough for that deck to take a win, even if he moves on to the finals. But it's really cool to see him sort of break the mold with Warlock. I'm starting to think. Thought about it for the last like 4 seconds while you were plugging that Twitter there, and I have to think that maybe it's going to be okay. Hellfire is a pretty key card in being able to dismantle Patient Warrior.
Sure. And then Dark Bomb.
Dark Bomb as well.
That's 3 damage, and you have
Acidic Swamp Ooze.
Yeah, the Acidic Swamp Ooze, so you teched even further against it.
Blackwind Corruptor can buy you some time as well. So there are answers. It's whether or not the answers line up.
That's right.
In time.
Yeah, that's right.
All right. Well, here we go.
And it's not even going to be one of those fill-in-the-blank questions where you can get partial credit. It's multiple choice, and you get it or you don't.
Yeah.
That was deep.
That was really deep. Winner moves on.
Maybe life is a multiple choice question, TJ.
I think there's multiple answers to life. I think life is a short answer question.
God. I was terrible at those, like a short answer and they get the right like 50 words or something like that.
Yeah. I was good at those. Because I could bullcrap my way through a short answer question.
See, everyone thinks they can, but the reality is, like...
You can't bullcrap your way through life.
Whoa. Whoa.
Profound moments here at the Hearthstone Legendary
You are
Series.
a natural-born caster.
It took me a long time to figure that out then. Well, final match. Leadpaint versus StrifeCro. Game number 5. Winner moves on to the finals to face Chalky and have a chance at going on to the Legendary Series Season 2 Land Finals. Loser goes home or stays home with nothing.
Well, here we go. He's got the... that's kind of like an awkward opening hand on both sides. You don't really keep Soulfinder opening hand, right? You want to just get stuff like Imp-Gang Boss, control the board.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Imp-Gang Boss. You also want to get your 2 attack creatures out of the way early. Yeah. Father Berserker is a good card for StrifeCro, at least in my opinion. He's also thinking about whether or not Grim Patron is a good keep in this situation. There are some decks where you keep Grim Patron. Like in the mirror matchup, keeping Grim Patron is good because a lot of times the first player to get Grim Patrons on the board has a significant advantage.
Yeah.
But against this deck, I don't know. The Grim Patron is just very susceptible. So he goes ahead and throws away everything. Gonna be looking for weapons.
Oh, well, there it is. Twilight Drake to start things off.
He also has sort of an Azure Drake on reserve. He can He can keep that in there to either draw cards or maybe even activate some Blackwing Corruptors.
Blackwing Corruptor will be pretty clutch. That's another important card, too. In the meantime, StrifeCro doesn't really have, like, an Acolyte of Pain. People have really cut the Gnomish Inventor, right?
Yeah. Paladin Shredder seems to be a reasonable replacement for Gnomish Inventor. It's a strong body. Doesn't draw into anything more, but a lot of times the strong body goes a lot further than being able to draw into one more card. All
right, so here we come all the way around. I think chat just got caught up on what happened in the Malygos game. I mean, you gotta admit, man, that Leadpaint has some huge balls.
Yeah.
Gosh.
The cojones.
Cojones of steel.
Yep.
No weapon to deal with this Earthring Farseer. So he's just gotta let it go, I guess. Do you play the Armor Smith?
Yikes.
Doesn't really do much.
You don't really want to play Frothing Berserker because that plays right into Mortal Coil.
Yeah, Mortal Coil and Armor Smith play into it. You don't really have anything else to do.
Yeah. So which one do you value more, Armor Smith or Frothing Berserker? I say Frothing Berserker, so Armor Smith seems to be a reasonable choice throughout.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm okay with it. Just putting something on the board so you're not just letting your opponent snowball it. Twilight Drake, though, follow-up is pretty dang hard to deal with, unless you get Execute.
Quite problematic. That Execute could have a lot of value later on, but I guess getting rid of what's on the board. Warsong Commander, that's good.
Hmm.
But it's going to be quite a few turns before you can activate this to really make big moves. It's really rough to have not drawn into a weapon in the first, what, 8, 9 cards?
Does he have to play Dread Corsair just for 4 mana?
Yeah. If he didn't play
it's kind of funny.
If he didn't play Frothing Berserker last turn, he's definitely not going to play it this turn.
Yeah, it's a combo piece. Let's see, with Warsong Commander and Frothing Berserker, and let's say like 4 minions are on the field, he's got Inner Rage for an extra 3 damage plus Whirlwind for 4.
It's 10 damage burst.
So it's 10 damage burst.
Yeah.
Go Inner Rage this, so he can go into the Earthring Farseer.
Ouch.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not too big of a fan, honestly, of giving up the Inner Rage like that, but I can understand why StrifeCro did it. Doing it because you just don't want to let your board get too out of control. Like, your opponent's just going to start punishing you too hard.
Yeah.
And these minions are also not susceptible to the Grim Patron. They're all 3 attack or higher.
Mm-hmm. Slam is pretty decent, but if he doesn't draw anything that he can use to sort of...
You need some jam with that slam! Didn't get it.
Nope. And now the question is, what does he do here? He either passes and just armors up, or plays cool Taskmaster and Whirlwind. He's just going to pass and armor up.
Yeah, he doesn't have any... He just has combo pieces, that's it.
This is sort of scary for Leadpaint, though. He's thinking, oh my god, what does he have? Malygos is drawn, and he's actually putting on pressure.
He doesn't... I don't know if he needs Malygos this game.
No.
Still a lot of damage. Okay, so it's one of those things, too, where StrifeCro needs, like, Emperor Thorson or something to start having an opportunity to clear. I don't think he's playing the Commander Shout, right? So
probably not.
If he doesn't have it, then it's going to be really difficult to clear this board. And, of course, Leadpaint will be really cautious to avoid playing cards like Zombie Chow.
Yeah, the Zombie Child's probably just going to sit in the hand for the rest of the game.
4, 8, 12 plus 2 Soulfires. They're going to hit. That's 22 plus a Hellfire. That's 4. That's 26.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's spell power, yeah.
No, 27.
27.
From the 2 Drakes.
Grim Patron double Whirlwind? Oh, Grim Patron, cool Taskmaster. Okay.
So he's going to use the Grim Patron to try to control the state of the board a little bit. He just wants to trade down. And then he's going to want the Frothing Berserker with Warsong Commander as his finisher. But we have another chance here, TJ, at Redemption.
Alrighty.
That if this discards the other Soulfire!
No way! Leadpaint's face is just absolutely brutal. That is just I don't even know what to say at that one. That is
StrifeCro,
absurd.
how do you have no reaction? Are you alt-tabbed? You better be watching the most entertaining cat video on YouTube of all time. Because that was gold.
You got to be kidding me, man.
That was a 1 in 8 chance, 1 in 9 chance for him to have lethal.
Mortal Coil for 3, not bad though. All right, well, I mean, regardless of this, Leadpaint is still in a pretty decent spot here.
Yeah. That was a mistake, because you could have Mortal Coil the second Grim Patron, been able to preserve 2 more. Even Mortal Coil for 3 damage feels nice and fancy, but
right.
sometimes you got to look at the practical use.
Oh, jeez. StrifeCro just doesn't have enough damage, right?
No. Okay, so what could he do here? He could Warsong Commander, Unstable Ghoul, and Whirlwind.
Right, and that clears
That
2
clears.
of those minions.
Yeah.
He Whirlwinds again, he clears. No, Whirlwinds again, he clears everything, but he just gives up his win.
Yeah.
If he plays... Because he's dead next turn, right?
Yeah. If he doesn't clear everything, then no.
What now?
Well, he's dead next turn if he doesn't clear anything.
Right.
But if he clears Big Game Hunter and Twilight Drake, he's not dead.
It's just too expensive. Everything's just too expensive.
Yeah. And also, not only expensive in the mana cost, it's expensive in the cost, the effective cost for him to be able to close out the game still if he uses all these resources.
Leadpaint's still not over that Soulfire discard, TJ.
Nope.
I've seen some heartbreak in my time.
That is nightmare worthy. I'm not even Leadpaint, and I'm going to have nightmares about that situation. Like the animation of Soul.
If he ever becomes... Like, I'm pretty sure Taylor Swift saw that and is writing a song about the other Soulfire right now. Just to remind that Soulfire of what it did.
Yep. Well, Black and Corruptor lines up quite nicely with this.
Yeah. That's going to be 4 damage to the face. Still not enough. But it's also getting to the point where just, like, straight up Malygos on the board
is going to be
will be like enough pressure to just buckle over. Right? Like StrifeCro has no card draw. He doesn't have damage. His opponents have way too much health. Gromosh has to come down here to just not die.
And then it can just get traded into.
And Leadpaint has 4, 8, 11 damage. I guess you just play Malygos, right?
Yeah.
Like, everything else is just worse than Malygos. This is your checkmate piece. Aw, okay. Oh, wait, is that lethal now? 4, 8, 12. He's 1 damage off.
Oh,
unless he Mortal Coils the face.
I mean, he can clear off Grom with Dark Bomb now.
Yeah, that's true.
And then, like, develop a... Oh, anti-Keelbot. I was going to say Imp Gang Boss.
It doesn't
no,
really
you don't want to do Imp Gang Boss.
Imp Gang Boss actually is really bad for the Grim Patron combo.
Imp Gang Boss is probably going to sit in his hand. Second Warsong Commander.
So he can play the first one, and then Armor Smith and Frothing, and then do all these things. But it still is seeming unlikely.
Yeah, he's out of cards. As long as Leadpaint can just get through this small little burst of...
I'm actually really surprised. No weapons, no card draw from StrifeCro.
Yeah.
No acolytes.
It's brutal.
No weapons. Like, that's just the crumble of any combo deck. That's partially why a lot of people always said the old Miracle Rogue defeats itself sometimes, or, you know, really big Freeze Mage sometimes just draws into, like, the bad combination of stuff. But it's very rare because those cards, you have so many cards that draw well and sequence that they can kind of recover from each other. It's the difficulty of it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of options here. You can Hellfire to clear the board and then play Twilight Drake. He'll still have Dragon for Blackwind Corruptor next turn. Next turn he can make a play like Blackwind Corruptor Hellfire for 6 damage. Emperor Thorsan.
A little too late
And
here.
I think that's it.
Yeah?
That's it.
Oh, he can shoot the face. That's right.
Yeah, he can shoot the face and then Hellfire. That's 10 damage total.
All right. Well,
Wow.
there's no discards with Hellfire. And Leadpaint has somehow been able to defeat StrifeCro despite having 2 unfortunate discards back-to-back with Soulfire in 2 different games. And that means StrifeCro's run has stopped here. Leadpaint goes on to finals to face off against Chucky. And that means we also get another appearance from this Malygos Dragon Warlock.
Which I am super excited about. But how is it going to match up? I mean, we say, okay, really exciting stuff, but Chucky's running 3 face decks. I mean, you can't barely call them aggro decks. He's got 6 Arcane Golems across his 3 decks. Lots of Wolf Riders, too.
Warrior can handle it for sure.
Warrior can handle it.
Druid technically can. It's one of those decks where it just curves out okay. You know, innervate Keeper into, like, Wild Growth, and then swipe, and you just like take care of everything, and you run away with the game.
But can the Dragon Warlock?
The Dragon Warlock is always the big wild card because the answers sometimes don't line up correctly. You need Mortal Coil to start things off. You don't have it. Wolf Rider does like 9 damage, and you just like lose.
Yeah.
So it's always one of those difficult scenarios. But I think we should just wait and see what happens, TJ, before we come to any conclusions.
Yeah, it's going to be a really exciting final. Let's take a look at the bracket before we jump into the break before the finals. See exactly what we've seen today. Of course, we started off with Chalky and Bunny Muffins, Modern Leopard Leadpaint, Cross and Strife. It's been a long day of Hearthstone games, but I'd say it's been one of the most exciting Legendary Series weeks.
Yeah, for sure. And if this is any taste of how the finals will be, make sure you guys tune in. June 5th to 7th, one of these guys will end up going between Chalky and Leadpaint. And I think we're going to go to a break, though, before we get into our last match of the day.
Indeed.